the members submit the officers list to Toastmaster International after the election, keep the charter, club charter, constitution, bylaws, and the minutes of the meeting. Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan Behera, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We will now have Vice President Public Relations, Toastmaster Karthik Kumar.
Good evening, ma'am. Yes, yeah.
As Vice President Public Relations, you are responsible to promote the club to the local media, spread the word about the membership program, and attend the Toastmaster event. Toastmaster Karthik Kumar, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I will, ma'am. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. We will now have Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Swarnalata. We can have some other proxy for her since she's not here.
I will, ma'am.
As Vice President Membership, you are responsible for conducting membership building programs, explain the educational programs to the prospective members, ask them to join and follow up on the new members and the absent members. Toastmaster Swarnalata, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now have Vice President Education, Toastmaster Nitya.
Yes, ma'am.
As Vice President Education, you are responsible to plan successful meetings, help the members achieve their education goals, orient new members to the Toastmasters program as soon as they join, monitor the members' progress, represent the club at the area council meetings, and as the second highest ranking officers, you will preside the club whenever the president is absent. Toastmaster Nitya, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. We will now have President Toastmaster Vikas.
Yes, ma'am.
Toastmaster Vikas, having been elected as the President of SpeakMagic Toastmasters Club, you are the Chief Executive Officer and you will be expected to preside all the club meetings and attend all special meetings and represent the club as its executive committee. It's your challenge to see that the club enables its members to achieve their education goals. You should also make sure that the club members reach the area, division, or the district level and help them by motivating them. A team is more than a collection of people. It is an emotion and feelings, thoughts, and action of all members with a common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. You should work with your team to create a healthy and dynamic club. Toastmaster Vikas, will you as president accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Now, we request all the members of the SpeakMagic Club to please raise your hand. Your officer team has pledged to serve the club to the best of its ability, to be the best Toastmasters Club possible and to meet the needs of all its members. Your club will need active participation of each and every member. Do you as members pledge to work together with the officers team to make SpeakMagic Club the finest of all clubs?
We do.
Yes.
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 Thank you. By the authority vested in me as the area director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmaster officers installed for the coming term, Jan 2023 to June 2020. Congratulations to the whole expo.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
So on behalf of my team, I thank Area Director Asha and my new officers, which include Toastmaster Nitya, Karthik, Toastmaster Satyanarayan, Toastmaster Prabhat, Toastmaster Umesh, and of course, the immediate past president and current BPM, Toastmaster Swarnalata. We are all fired up and ready to serve our club. And I owe all the success of this Toastmaster Club to our past leadership, our past president, and especially our outgoing president, Toastmaster Swarnalata. During our tenure, the number one priority of our team would be to provide an outstanding learning opportunity and learning environment to each and every member of SpeakMagic Club. We will lead the club to achieve and retain the President Distinguished Club, which we are getting for last 3 years. And I just want, as a president and my team, we would like to run this club as a corporate house where the development, where the progress of each and every member would be tracked on fortnightly basis, and appropriate actions, corrective actions would be taken. So, dear Toastmasters, without your continued support, it would be impossible for us to exceed the bar set by our previous leaders. And I, as a president and the leader of all the XCOM, I seek cooperation from each and every one of Speak Magician to help us in our journey. Thank you very much. And as now we proceed with the regular meeting of our Toastmaster. So today we are having a dynamic Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Gaurav from Sprout Toastmaster Club, Jaipur. Today he will talk about the most important aspect of one's life, that is the financial freedom. He will talk about the mutual funds. Stage is all yours, Toastmaster of the day, Gaurav Chaudhary.
First of all, I am very delighted to be here. I am a VPPR and treasurer from Sprout Toastmaster Club. I am very delighted that I am having this virtual platform to play an important role as TMOD in your club. I would pay greetings to our area director, distinguished Toastmasters, presiding officer, and dear members. Mutual funds, mutual funds were made popular because of very two things. The first one is internet penetration, and the second thing is digitization. And the main thing is that if you all are living in the biggest cities of the world, you know how the prices are going. So it is very difficult to invest in real estate with a few months of savings, or maybe a few years will be less. With this note, I would like to start my topic and share you my presentation. I would request the host to give me share screen rights.
Yeah, Toastmaster Gaurav now can share that.
So here is my theme. So today's theme is, are mutual funds suitable? Or as the campaign says, kya mutual fund sahi hai? The tagline is the good, bad, and ugly. This is the basic structure of any mutual fund scheme. There are a set of investors. They pool their money together, they give it to the fund manager or the AMC. Then the fund manager chooses securities to be invested. Then the securities generate returns. Then the returns are passed on to the investor. But it is not that simple. As the tagline says, it has many flaws. So let's cover the untold. So there are a few good things I would like to point out. The first one is professional management. As we all are in our individual fields or individual sectors, we are professional in our fields. But if when it comes to investing or savings, we might not be the best. So these people are the ones who study investing, portfolio management, these type of things. So they manage our money. Second thing is risk diversification. we in our personal capacity have a limited funds, so we can't buy each and everything. So when if anything is going down, or this can be anything, this can be even a real estate property. And uh, previously there was news that maybe there can be a metro line, but after that the news turns and says the plan has changed. Similarly, it happens in mutual fund securities also. So due to diversification, we are secured by individual securities. The next thing is affordability and convenience. As I talked earlier, due to digitization and internet penetration, it is very convenient, and you can invest like from few hundreds, like blown. The next thing is liquidity. We can invest when we want. Within 3 days, we are allotted the units. And within 3 days of withdrawal request, we get the money directly into our bank account. It is low cost. So generally, if you invest in equity funds, your expense ratio is anywhere between 1 to 2%, and the best professional will manage your money. The next thing I would like to point out is it is well regulated. I'm sure you all have heard about our crypto exchange in the US, which is one of the biggest crypto exchange, and it has collapsed. The crypto may have some value, but you can't redeem it. You can't withdraw it because the exchange has collapsed. A similar case has happened in India too, in mutual fund industry. That is called Carvi. If you don't know about this, I would like you to please Google this thing. Carvi, and the second one is Templeton Franklin Fund, Mutual Fund AMC. So those two also got into trouble, but SEBI came in between and secured all the investors, and got all the investors got their money with a little delay, but they got within a few weeks. There are some tax benefits also. So there is a scheme called ELSS. So if you invest up to 1,50,000, which is I assume that you all know about it. Let's get to the bad part. The bad part is the individuals. If an investor does these things, then it is the bad part, and most investors fall into these things. There are fund manager who in their shows or in their advertising say that our fund has given this much of a return. The reality is that investor does not get that much of return because of these points. The first one is investing without objective. For example, if you want to have a tour in 6 to 8 months, and you invest in a fund which has a duration of let's say 7 to 10 years, how would that be? I want to make this be much more interactive. I want you all to show some ads, most viewed ads, and want to uh, grab your attention, and I want to grab your views to
Could you
this.
repeat the question, Toastmaster Gaurav?
It is not a question. I'm saying that to make this theme much more interactive, I would like to play a few ads, which are most viewed ads about mutual funds, and to get all your views. I was unable to find any ads in English, so may I play Hindi ads
Yeah, that's
if that's allowed? So here's one. I'll play just 5 head about 1 minute, and I'll take your views on it and on the theme. There's no audio.
There's no audio. I can't hear anything either.
No audio. Okay, wait a minute.
Option for share. When you
Yes.
share the video from YouTube, before you're sharing it, left hand side down below on the left hand side, there is something called share sound. So you need to share the sound part of it also. It's not just the visual. Have a look at it.
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am.
Hi kids, do you know how to multiply any two-digit number by 11? Let me tell you a simple.
Maybe no problems. We're getting this take right. No. All right. I'll see you then. If there is a change in plan, then I'll come back. See you.
थैंक यू सर जी। सर जी आप ही को कह रहा हूँ थैंक यू।
किस बात के लिए?
सर क्या है ना, गांव में मेरे चाचा जी गुजर गए, लेकिन मेरे नाम पर बहुत सारा पैसा छोड़ गए। सारा पैसा मैं म्यूचुअल फंड में डाल दूंगा।
वेरी गुड।
आपने टीवी पर कहा था ना म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, मेरा पैसा डबल तो हो ही जाएगा ना सर जी।
अरे रुको मेरे दोस्त, ये म्यूचुअल फंड्स है, मैजिक फंड्स नहीं। इसमें भी रिस्क होता है। तो पैसा म्यूचुअल फंड्स कई तरह के होते हैं। पहले किसी एक्सपर्ट को मिलो, हर फंड के रिस्क और रिटर्न्स दोनों को बराबर समझने के बाद ही अपने पैसे को इन्वेस्ट करो।
जी सर जी।
तो आगे बढ़े।
जी
समझ गया सर जी, समझ के इन्वेस्ट करना है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
भाई क्या लगा हुआ है कब से तू?
मैं सोच रहा हूँ कौन सी कंपनी के शेयर्स लूं।
ओह, शेयर्स की ड्रीम टीम बना रहा है।
अबे ये कंपनी एनालिसिस है, तेरा क्रिकेट नहीं है।
मेरी सुन, तो सिर्फ ईटीएफ में इन्वेस्ट कर। ईटीएफ यानी एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड फंड। ये एक तरह का लो कॉस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम है। अपनी कैटेगरी की सिलेक्टेड कंपनियों के शेयर में इन्वेस्ट करता है। हुई ना ड्रीम टीम?
ये तो सच में ड्रीम टीम है यार।
सही है ना?
हाँ यार, कैसे सीख गया तू फाइनेंस के बारे में इतना सब?
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से
It's finally here.
वेरी गुड सर।
ये लोग तो सही है बोल के निकल जाते हैं।
क्या हुआ?
मैंने म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाले, लेकिन जब से इन्वेस्ट किया ना, मेरे इन्वेस्टमेंट की वैल्यू काफी डाउन है।
अरे भाई
सर,
पोर्टफोलियो मेरा भी डाउन हुआ है। मार्केट्स का तो नेचर है ऊपर नीचे होना। जब मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा तो पोर्टफोलियो का वैल्यू भी ऊपर आएगा। हमारा काम है म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्टेड रहना।
बात तो सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े
वरुण, हेलमेट।
Thank you, sir. Hi, I'm Varun Patel's mom.
Yes, I know.
I hope Varun can face the fast bowler.
Mrs. Patel is prepared.
I know, but fast bowler, what if he gets injured? It's quite risky.
बॉलर फास्ट हो या स्लो, रिस्क तो है। आउट होने का या बॉल लगने का, दोनों।
I know, but Varun,
आप म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करते हो?
of course, since 2005. पर Varun,
इवन म्यूचुअल फंड्स आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क। वहां भी तो नुकसान होने का रिस्क होता है। व्हाट अबाउट दैट?
Sachin, म्यूचुअल फंड्स में उन्हीं को इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए जो रिस्क लेने के लिए तैयार हो।
मिसेस पटेल, आई एम सेइंग द सेम थिंग। म्यूचुअल फंड हो या क्रिकेट, वन शुड बी रेडी टू टेक द रिस्क।
Good point.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
मुझे एक बात का ये दुख है कि हमारे कॉलेजेस में, हमारे स्कूल्स में अभी भी एंटरप्रेन्योर
Now, please be attentive to my question. The question is, what you get to know about this advertisement? As a customer, what do you feel about this advertisement? And does anyone really know about this last irritating line, I would say, that mutual funds are subject to market risk? Please read the related documents carefully, or you may read it in Hindi as well. So what do this mean to you as a customer? Over to you all.
So shall I answer to this question?
Yep.
So the risk which the ads are saying basically is when in any investment, the intention is to maximize growth. Okay. But again, every growth has some downside of it. That means when you are investing in mutual fund, you can have a momentary low and highs while invested. So if you need money in the low, it's a risk because you need the money, but your invested amount is currently low, so you end up with a loss. So that's it's mentioning about.
Anyone else?
Jim,
Yeah.
the answer mostly lies in the first few statements that you started with. That investment in mutual fund is linked to one's financial objectives, and a risk appetite. If you, as Toastmaster Satya already said, if your investment purpose is short term, then we cannot definitely put all our money into 100% equities, because market is uncertain. So will be your returns. So mutual fund investment is subject to market risk. Please read scheme documents carefully before investing. That's all I wanted to convey. Thank you very much.
I wanted to add a point. These ads took me back to my childhood. It was complete nostalgia seeing all those ads with Sachin. I remember them so well, and it's very true. I mean, you can't expect any returns on short term, right? It's going to take years and years, but it's a very good investment to make at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, Shriram, I'm Toastmaster. I'd like to add a point.
Sure,
So
sure.
this ad shows a very interesting aspect, and one message which I want to get it from this is that risk and reward are related, and it is up to the individual to decide on how much of risk he can take in to reach a goal. It could be that you are a medium risk taker or high risk taker, or you are just low, and depending on your appetite and the hunger, you can decide at any point in time and take the appropriate risk.
Ma'am, would you like to add something? Gayatri, ma'am.
Definitely. I have invested in mutual funds. I'm still waiting for the returns here.
I don't know.
Can I add?
I don't know much about the returns and much about your the specific scheme in which you have invested. But surely after this session, you will be much more informed. And the main thing is how to, not what. So,
Jim, Gaurav,
with this, I would
add one more point just from my own experience. As we usually do, we invest in mutual fund and just forget, because if the horizon is say 8 to 10 years or even more, no need to review. That was my perception earlier. But in some schemes I had invested, some of the companies where the fund was invested, they performed so poorly that the NAV came down significantly. Later on, when I reviewed why the return is close to only single digit or even close to 3 to 4%, as good as a savings bank rate, so that gave me a perspective that we should also review our position. Despite being a consistent investor, we need to also review our position at least once a year. Thank you very much.
That's the one of the ugliest part of the ugly section of my presentation, but we'll come to it later on. I would like to
add just a little bit. I think it is just so related to picking a partner up. It is just like identify the right partner, keep it consistent and keep it recurring and stay long term. I think that'll really pay off. So you don't
Yeah,
have
it's been 5 years I am investing, and this is the main point I can say to anyone. The main conclusion which you have said.
Toastmaster
So
Gaurav, can I
true.
add one more point?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, as we know that mutual funds are subject to market risk, I think that once we have invested in mutual funds, it's just that you cannot predict what is going to happen in future. It's just that you cannot, I mean, let's say this COVID has affected and even I have invested in mutual funds, equities, and my stocks are pretty low right now. I cannot go back, look into it. So it may increase or decrease in value, but you cannot make an accurate prediction or you cannot control something with respect to investments. So that's my point. Thank you.
Well, a lot has to be uncovered, but time is restricting me from taking more responses from you all. Now I would like to introduce General Elevator, Toastmaster Shibani. Toastmaster Shibani, over to you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. So this is Shibani. I'll be playing the role of General Evaluator today. As General Evaluator, it is my responsibility to keenly watch the progress of the meeting and provide you with feedbacks and suggestions, if any. To do so, I have a fantastic team called TAC Team. They are Timer, Accounter, and Grammarian. To play the role of Timer, we have Toastmaster Pavitra. Let me call upon Toastmaster Pavitra to explain the role of Timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivani. So today I'll be playing the role Timer. So I'll be recording the prepared speech icebreaker, table topics, and evaluations. And I'll also be showing green, yellow, and red cards according to the criteria. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavitra, for explaining the role of a timer. And to play the role of our counter, we have Toastmaster Vinod. Let me call upon Toastmaster Vinod to explain the role of an counter.
Greetings, Toastmaster Shibani, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words or sounds that are used as a pass filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen of overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also note for filler sounds such as and I will also note when a speaker repeats some words or phrases such as I, or this means. After the meeting, I will report how many times these speakers used these many expressions or filler sounds. Thank you, Toastmaster Shibani. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for explaining the role of an counter. And to play the role of grammarian, we have Toastmaster Lechu Karthik. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
Hi, this is Meenakshi, guest Meenakshi. Instead of Karthik, I'll be playing the grammarian role. As a grammarian, first of all, good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day is defray. I spell it DEFRAY. It means to provide money for cost or expenses, literally to pay something, pay for a cost or expenses. The example sentence is the grant helped defray the expenses of the trip. I repeat, the grant helped defray the expenses of the trip. At the end of I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day. At the end of the meeting, I'll be called upon by the general evaluator to submit my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi, for clearly explaining the role of a grammarian. And I shall meet you all at the end of this session with the report and with tag team's report as well. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Gaurav, you are mute.
Yeah. So shall I resume? Unless everybody is bored by this board topic, because money is usually boring. When it becomes interesting, it is not money. Take an example of crypto or maybe NFT. If some NFT lover or crypto lover is there, please pardon me. Yeah, ma'am.
Now, I don't agree with you when you said money is boring. The topic of money, discussion of that may be boring, but definitely it is not boring when it comes to my bank account. So let us be very clear about where the discussion of money, when it comes to counting the money in my account, that is definitely one of the most interesting things. But mutual funds, I wasn't sure whether this would be really, something that I would gain, but I have really gained from this short presentation that you made. So a word of appreciation for you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Thank you for your patience.
Ma'am, the thing is, the first major three parts are just informative, but the last part is the learning. And I'm not here to provide fish, but to serve how to fish. And you will have to do a lot more things to know more about your schemes and investments. So coming back to the bad part, as investors, we do these type of things by which we do not get returns. The main part. The good part was about the overall industry, what mutual funds are, what are their objectives and other things. But this is on back of our inefficiency. The first one is investing without objective. I have already discussed. The second one is lack of research. I would like to ask all of them who have invested in mutual fund. Please raise your hands who have gone to your mutual fund scheme and opened the scheme information document SID and know your expense ratio, or what is the expense ratio. Wow, we have one person.
Hi, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm new to this Toastmaster club. My name is Prabha. So, before 10 minutes, I joined the thing. Like, how is it going? Like, you are presenting the stuff related to mutual funds, or how?
Is it
How
your
the
first?
team is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is my first day.
as a Toastmaster member, I am very delighted that you came here and you are attending our meeting. Is it your first meeting?
Yeah. This is the first day and first meeting too.
Okay, so it is usually a 2-hour long meeting, and we have a TMOD. We have set of role players who play the roles, and I am playing TMOD. So in this, a role player has a theme. Usually, money is boring. People don't talk much about it. Usually, Toastmasters is a platform in which people learn how to talk, how to present. I'm just presenting. I am not a seller or something. Please enjoy, sit back. You'll have your chance to speak in table topics.
Okay, fine.
So as I have asked, Only one person know what a SID, scheme information document, and expense ratio is. It makes we as a customer inefficient. The other thing is unrealistic expectation. What are your expectations? This is not a fixed deposit. You are here to buy what you say a share of a company, or maybe if let's say if you have invested in a fixed instrument, there are many schemes like liquid funds which invest primarily in fixed instruments that are matured within 90 days. So if you need money in 90 days or 10 days, 15 days, you park your money there, not in some long-term fund, which has an investment objective of 3+ years. I would like to put more emphasis on this, not monitoring regularly. You need to review your performance of your portfolio. No one is going to review your investments. Your future generations need the money, but even they will not monitor your funds. You will yourself have to monitor your funds. Taking impulsive actions. How many of you have sold or bought any instruments or any mutual funds by just on news? Some good news, some GDP number may have come, some IIP number may have been good, maybe employment number. Apart from SIP, I am saying. Yes or no, or maybe just raising hands. Impulse buying or selling. Okay, so this is the time I have been reminded by many of the members in chat box.
Gaurav, can you bit elaborate on this impulsive decision? What does that mean?
What?
Can be elaborate on this impulsive decision, right? What was you talking about? Can you bit brief on that?
Which one, sir?
Impulsive.
Impulsive buying. Yeah, sure. Have you invested in any mutual funds?
Yes.
So how you have been gone through, like done SIP or lump sum, or how it is?
It's an SIP.
SIP. How long you have been?
Sorry to disturb you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Just with a minute, sir. I was just going to introduce speech section. I will just step up in a minute. Just a minute. So impulse buying is like you go buy on news and you sell on news. Maybe you have sold on COVID. Maybe markets are high. When an investment instrument is on high, be it gold, every person talks about gold. Same happens with the mutual fund and stocks. And when it goes down, all negative news starts getting in. So when you buy in news, it is impulse buying or selling. I would like to hand over the stage to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Shibini. Over you. General Evaluator, are you there? Is General Evaluator present in the meeting?
I can see her. Just a second. TM Shibani, could you please come forward?
Shivani, I think you're on mute if you're talking.
Can we ask the evaluator, Satyanarayan sir, to introduce first speaker instead of general evaluator? She may be busy in different things.
No, Gaurav, she's there, but she just said she's not able to unmute. I think she'll quit and she'll come back. Not that she's gone, she's not able to unmute.
Meantime, you can introduce the evaluator.
I don't have his introduction.
If you don't have the introduction, you can take his name and ask him to give the details about the target speaker. That's it.
I would invite Toastmaster Satyanarayan, our first evaluator, to introduce our first speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Hemant. Over to you, Satyanarayan sir.
So my target speaker today will be starting his next pathway, motivational strategies. And because he's starting, that means it is his icebreaker speech. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to our club and just refresh, because he's a distinguished Toastmaster, refresh the structure of a Toastmaster Toastmaster speech. So thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Well, the most amazing things can happen to a human being will happen to you if you just lower your expectations. Now, this verse was stuck in my mind, and I just wanted to open my icebreakers with this. Good evening, distinguished Toastmaster, Toastmasters, guest, and adding to that, happy Pongal to all of you. Well, today I am starting all over again, which is my icebreakers title today, because I am coming and breaking the ice today as a part of Pathways Motivational Strategy. However, I have completed my entire Toastmasters journey once with traditional model. Well, you can ask me what relation are you going to get with the verse that you just said with your icebreakers. Let's see what I have to decode on that. Well, first, I just am going to bifurcate my icebreakers into things, components, so it is easier for all of you to grab. First is my life, next is my family, and I will just bifurcate further into my education, career, values and virtues, and about my Toastmasters in general. Well, to start with, I was born in 1994, June 13th, and I've been a Chennai boy down south in Tamil Nadu, and I've all been in love with the city ever since I was born. I did my schooling, I did my college, and I've been doing everything until right now, right from here. And I'm a little bit hybrid, which means my mother is from Karnataka and my father is from Tamil Nadu. However, at home we talk Telugu. So I can really be very good at talking Telugu and Kannada and as well as Tamil. And adding to it, my dad just thought these languages, regional languages were not enough, and he put me on Hindi in school. So thoda Hindi bhi aata hai. Well, with that, I just wanted to do my part of being good at the language, English, and I've been good at it ever since I was from my 8th standard. Well, we all say that life, we are all given with a life. And one thing is, whenever for a very smallest of things, say for example, we were just born, and what do our parents expect? The expectations, the verse is what I'm going to relate to right now. By 6 months or 1 year, the baby should start walking in 4 legs. And by maybe 1 year or 2 years, the baby should stand up, because that is what is ideally what the baby should do. And by 5 years, 3 years or 5 years, you should go to the school. And when you go to the school, you will be taught alphabets, A to Z. And then you will have to just recite it, repeat it, keep that in the memory. And these are some things that we as children were told to do, were expected to do. And subsequently, what happens is we do all of that which was told to us, which is actually an expectation by the society, by the parents. And now we also inculcate that expectation that, oh, okay, my child also has to go to the school. My child also has to actually crawl right at the 3 months in one day. So that's one thing about it. This expectations is just something that I wanted to talk about. Well, moving on, I have a lovely brother, and we are a family of 5. Indeed, I have a puppy, and her name is Baira. It's an indie dog. It is 1 year old. We celebrated her birthday last week. We cut a cake and all that. It was really yummy, but I couldn't taste it. I could just see it by the way that she was eating. Then I thought it was really yummy. And so I'm a commerce graduate from Loyola College in Chennai, and then I went ahead to do my finance masters, and then I went ahead to again do my honors in bachelor's of law. And right now I'm a practicing advocate with Madras High Court. My area of expertise is in taxation, because I was shortly also doing my chartered accountancy, and because of which I had the very strong base of finance and accountancy and audit and everything. So I chose to specialize with taxation litigations, and I run my own consultation called The Coin Consult, wherein I just serve my clients with all their taxation and legal advocacy support. That's something to do with my career. And I'm just going to very quickly list out what my values and virtues of life are, because I'm really good at talking. I remember the first time in 2015 when I joined Toastmasters, sometime in June, I overshot my icebreakers to 7 minutes. Right now, I'm not going to repeat that same mistake after 7 years. So I'm going to keep it short and neat, so that I will just, right now, if I actually shoot the time, then there's no point of me getting this DTM journey. I might be really fast, but I have a lot of things to cover. So I really wish all of you are really attentive to what I'm talking. And I have about 10 points that I've written down. Very quickly, I'll read it out. And each and every point, I will come back with a speech to explain with a story and an anecdote. But right now, my values and virtues of life. The first one is eat clean. Second one is work out regularly. Third one is get some sunlight every day. Fourth one is read constantly. Fifth one is smell good. Sixth one, dress up well every other day. Seventh one is smile often, but not too much. Eighth one is be clear when you talk and be approachable. And ninth one is maintain a gratitude journal. And 10th one is have a to-do task every day, so that you get the feeling of capturing every single day of your life. Well, these are just 10 things that I could think of when I had to just list down and you just listen to 10 things about me, and then you just make a best judgment of who I am as a person. Now you just know about my family, my sibling, and if you want more details about where I've studied, then it is Loyola College. I've given you everything, because I just know exactly what an icebreaker should contain. And I've just added all the elements of icebreakers, at least with my years of mentoring icebreaker speech. I'm just giving an icebreaker speech after 7 years. And this is the best I thought I could do to just explain about myself, my values and virtues, my family and everything. And with that, I feel Toastmasters is an amazing platform, because in 2015, when I joined, I was my college secretary, and I was just in the limelight every other day. And right after my college, I just didn't have a place to talk to, and I was not feeling myself. I really wanted a platform to talk. I wanted people to listen to me. And then I joined Toastmasters, and I felt like, wow, these people are just really amazing. They just let me talk on the stage. And I just joined Toastmasters right from my end of the college, and until now I'm just continuing, because this is an amazing place where I've learned so much. As simple as, if I want to just be a competition to myself, I know how I gave my icebreakers before 7 years and how I'm talking right now. And with this progress and evolution, that's one reason I've never stopped or even taken a pause from at least a
Hello. I am so sorry. My laptop just died. And yes, I think that is the end of my icebreakers. And I'm here to do all over again. And I will just tell you, all of you, just have lesser expectations, because life is really beautiful. And thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Was really an insightful speech and insightful icebreaker. I would like to hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Shivani.
Yes, Toastmaster Gaurav. Am I supposed to introduce the evaluator, speech evaluator?
Yeah, second evaluator.
Okay. So the second evaluator is DTM Gayatri. So I would like to call upon DTM Gayatri to explain her target speaker, Toastmaster Vikas speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My target speaker, Toastmaster Vikas, is embarking on his third project from level 3 from the path Innovative Planning. It's Connect with Story or Connect with Storytelling. The purpose statement or the objective of this particular project is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story in itself. Now, what we have to look for is a well-organized story, probably a message, something interesting. And I'm looking forward to my target speaker's speech, down but not out. Back to you, G.
Thank you, DTM Gayatri. And let me call upon Toastmaster Vikas to give a speech.
December 2020, just last month, I was sitting in the front row along with my father, my mother, my wife, and my kids in a small hall. On the podium, the head of the department, education department, was delivering his speech, a farewell speech to one of teacher. Mrs. Anita was outstanding teacher. She served our department for 22 long years. The students taught by her are renowned doctors, engineers, army men, and of course, entrepreneurs. The whole hall erupted with applauses. I was just looking at Mrs. Anita. She was so proud, and tears start rolling from her cheeks. Dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests, yes, I was sitting in the farewell of Mrs. Anita. The head of the education department called Anita and handed over the farewell memento to her and requested her to come over stage, over the podium, to speak to her colleagues and the relatives which are sitting in the audience. She walked towards the podium, slowly, slowly, with tears in her eyes. I also moved back in memory lane. It was year 1996. A family of 4 people, husband, wife, and their 2 kids. A happy family living in a small town in Himachal, Dharamshala, the seat in exile of Dalai Lama. Husband working in electricity department as an engineer. The wife managing the house. It was 21st March. The whole family, the kids, they were waiting for their father because every day their father bring chocolates to them. Today also he will bring chocolate. But Anita was worried because it's already 6:30. It is unusual for her husband to come so late to house. Then all of a sudden, the front door rang. Ding dong. She just rushed to that door. And opened the door. It was not her husband. It is the neighbor. Anita madam, your husband just had accident. His motorcycle skipped. He is in hospital. Anita rushed to the hospital, but terrible news was awaiting her. Her husband was no more. A widow of 32 years old, graduate dropout, and 2 children to raise, and she never earned a single penny. What to do? How to raise these two small kids? How to meet both ends meet? To make the things worse, her husband's family ousted her from his property also. The only skill which she was having was to stitch the clothes. So she decided that she will start stitching the clothes. Father and her elder sister asked her to live with them, but she was lady of principles. Instead of becoming object of pittiness, she decided that she will start stitching clothes of others and earn money on her own. She was good at that. She started making money. She sent her children to a good school. But that was not the end. One day when her father was at her home, she announced, Father, I want to pursue graduation. I want to be a teacher. Daughter, what are you talking? How that possible? You are 32 years old and you want to go to college? What other people will say? He was determined. No, father, I want to pursue graduation. I want to earn money so that I can give best education to my kids. She joined college, passed graduation, and even cleared the eligibility teachers test and become a government teacher. She admitted her kids in the best school of the town. And her kids also didn't disappoint her. They have seen the struggle which their mother has gone through. She worked hard. Elder one became engineer and the younger one did MBA, got good jobs, and then they got married and one of them had one daughter also. Mrs. Anita could have stopped working when her elder child got the job, but she is made up of different metal. All of a sudden, I saw people standing and applauding Anita. So I came back to the present, and in front of me was sitting that amazing lady who was none other than my mother's younger sister. We used to call her Mosi. And from her story of struggle, that whenever in your life you are down, you think like quitting, you should come back hard and should come out winner. It's okay to be down, but it's not okay to be out. Toastmasters, guest, I learned from the life story of my auntie. What you people have learned from the life stories of your near and dear ones. I would love to hear about that. Over to you, Toastmaster.
G.
Yes,
Yeah, please continue.
what am I supposed to continue?
Now I think TMOD
It's
has to
TMOD,
introduce
Just
table
please
topic master.
hand over to the team audience.
Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Gaurav.
Thanks a lot for giving me another opportunity for continuing my theme. So let's wrap up the bad part in very short, short, what you say, short description. The bad part is on us, on the investors or the customers, whatever you may call. Investing without objective, lack of research, unrealistic expectation about time and returns, not monitoring regularly. Regularly doesn't mean you watch every day. It means once in 6 months, 3 months, or once in a year, whichever frequency you may choose. Taking impulsive decisions. These are the 5 things that make sure that we do not make returns. And let's welcome to the ugly part. There are only 3 points, but that is the ugly part. Too difficult to choose. In India, there are 44 mutual fund companies, and which put together offer 2,500 plus schemes, which makes decision making a lot more difficult. The second thing is the relationship manager or distributors. I want to ask a question. How many of you have had some 2 lakhs or something like this money in your bank account, and some bank person is calling you for some insurance, for some, what you say, a car loan or a mutual fund scheme, or maybe an endowment scheme? Endowment scheme, you all know, you invest some 10,000 money annually or semi-annually and get some X amount of money after 20 years. Can I get a response?
I have heard about something like an endowment scheme, but I don't know if the thing I heard was similar to that. I did hear them explain something regarding investing a regular sum of money for a long term. That kind of didn't make sense since the interest rates were abysmally low. It just didn't make sense. I knew no matter how hard I was going to save, I was never going to save enough money with that scheme.
Anyone else, or just 1 or 2 people have had these kind of calls? I think Satya sir want to say something, but he is not saying something.
So for endowment endowment schemes in insurance, specifically in LIC, nothing to be said is the perfect thing, because neither they give you insurance coverage nor they give you anything in return, and they still dare to say it endowment. So that's my take on this.
Toastmaster Gaurav, I think people are waiting for table topics. So it's the right time you can introduce table topic.
Table topic. Yeah. Table topics master's name is not written on the agenda. I would like to know his table topics master.
Today, table topic master is Toastmaster CB. And Toastmaster CB, you can take the stage and can.
I would like to hand over the stage. I would like to hand over the stage to our table topics master for continuing this meeting and starting the table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster CB.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, everyone. One of the most exciting portions of Toastmasters meeting is the table topic session. The main objective is to challenge the members to develop their impromptu communication skills, to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed questions. Today, as your table topic master, I'll be asking questions related to our theme. your response time must be 1 minute and can't more be 2 minutes. You will see green signal at after 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. So let's get started. Who wants to be first? Any volunteers?
I think first you
Gaurav.
should seasoned.
Okay. Fine. As Gaurav raised his hand, let me start with him. Let me start with Gaurav. Gaurav, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Okay. Your question is, do you think life is riskier today than it was 50 years ago? I repeat, do you think life is riskier than it was 50 years ago?
I don't feel like as such in a broader sense. What millennials and Gen Zs have made life hell for themselves. The few things I would like to point out is being on social media, you are not getting likes, you are not getting followers. Second thing is you are not getting photos, good photos. This happens with the most students. Girls know how to take photos, and you don't have a job, you don't know how to earn money, and this and that. Life is full of opportunities. 50,000 years back, or even I would like to say, even 10 years back, life was much more harsh. You had to do much more to run a house. If you have ever had in your house, it may be anything. It may be reading. It may be what you say. It may be connecting, like we are connecting. This makes easier. There are many students who are currently what you say doing engineering, and that is to online from good reputed colleges. Earlier you would have to like how to make a fire, and you are doing this, and now this is an exercise. Earlier this was a living, and now this is an exercise. So in my point of view, today living is more easier, much more convenient. You get a comfortable bed. Earlier you were running for your life, and running for your life for someone else's, so that you can get that food and bake it. So over to, I would like to know others' opinion as well. And please volunteer for this session, everybody. Please, over to you, table topics.
Thank you, Gaurav. That was wonderful. You are so organized in your speech, and your point was so clear. Thank you so much for the participation. So next, I see Pravat sir raise the hand. So Pravat sir, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, CV.
Okay, thank you. So your question is, what are the risks of not taking risk? I repeat, what are the risks of not taking risks?
Good evening. Not taking risk is the single largest risk in life. If you take risk, either you fail or you succeed. Rather, I would say either you succeed or you learn. Well, if we don't succeed, then we get lessons that can be implemented in for the attempts, so that the journey can be better, the efforts can be better. But sitting idle, not even trying, that gives a sense of complacency and procrastination that takes us nowhere. If we even we in this age, if we stand here just thinking that we are not taking any steps, we are receding, we are going back. So in this time, even the single element of risk in life, it is to be explored in every front. Like we're investing, we are taking adventures, we are making new attempts into our hobbies, even professional careers, in every aspect. Even while just going on a ride to outside, wherever, to a lovely place, even just driving to our office, there are a lot of risks. But the best part is we can mitigate that risk to the best possible extent through information, through our own experiences, and suggestions from outside. And at times, if required, from professional help. So not taking risk at all is the single largest risk of falling down and making own journey worse than what is now. So I urge upon all the Toastmasters in general and everyone in particular to assess the risk and to stride carefully though, taking mitigating measures and make the journey better so that the risk becomes more rewarding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your clear answer. So next question is to Naresh. Mr. Naresh, sorry. The question to you is, are risk takers more successful in life? I repeat, are risk takers more successful in life? Over to you, Naresh.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. That was indeed a very, very good topic that everybody should be, seconding this. Risk takers are definitely the most successful ones. Like what Toastmaster Pravat said before, risk takers end up in either way, it is win-win. Either they gain something or they learn something. There is no loss for risk takers. But the only problem for people who don't take risks is that they will be stuck with the daily routine or the continual jobs, which will always end up doing something average, irrespective of whatever we do. After a certain point in time, it becomes an average work. So the more and more we take risk and the more and more we get better in doing things, definitely we will reach higher levels of attainment than what our current stage is. Be it any great leader whom we know. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, who took risk, who stood facing the entire British by telling, yes, we can fight them out even without physically fighting. That is a very big risk. He could have been easily beaten up, but he took that risk and today he became the father of a country. Name it anybody, Nelson Mandela or Elon Musk or whoever it is, they take risk, they succeed. We don't know people who don't take risks. So this is the main reason why risk takers succeed in their life. Even the biggest of failures, we know that Ghazni Muhammad took 17 times to capture the temple. He took risks. He did succeed. He failed 16 times, but the 17th time he succeeded. So this is something where he took risk. He achieved what he wanted. Irrespective of whether he did this good or bad, that is a different story. But he took risk and whatever he intended, he achieved. So risk takers never fail. They do succeed in their life. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Naresh. That was wonderful. You are totally natural. And I totally agree with you. We have to take some risk to be successful in our life. So I would like to call Priya for the next question. Priya, are you there? Okay. So I would like to call Ramya SS for the next question.
Yep, sure, Sibi.
Thank you, Ramya. So your question is, all in all, would you consider yourself to be a lucky person? I repeat, all in all, would you consider yourself to be a lucky person? Over to you, Ramya.
I just want to know, am I audible? So,
yes, you're audible.
Yep. I always consider myself to be a lucky person. So I'll just go that with an example because I am a only kid. So I always fear that I'm alone when everyone, my friends, my neighbors, my cousins always have their sisters, brothers, and they do cuddle with them, they do speak with them, they do share with them, they go to school every day together. But I had a feeling that I'm always single. So but when there was a situation in life when I had a failure, so all my friends, my cousins, everybody stand together with me, like my own brothers and sisters. So upon from that point of life, I actually changed my mindset, and I always feel myself lucky. So I would like to end this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramya. Change is good. Your answer is very clear and you're so good. So next, I would like to call Tikam. Mr. Tikam, are you available?
Yeah, hi. I'm available.
Okay.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, this is my last question.
This is my last question.
So, if you invested money, would you be cautious and spread your risk, or be adventurous and invest in high risk investments? I repeat, if you invested money, would you be cautious and spread your risks, or be adventurous and invest in high risk investment?
Definitely. Hi, thank you for this lovely topic. If you invest, if I get money at in higher risks, I want to, because definitely I'll give you one example of an Henry Ford, who was just trying to make engine of the automobile, but he failed again. So he has invested all his money to try again and again for future risks. Maybe he can invent something. So ultimately, he has invented in. So that we are having right now we are using. So I will definitely use my all of the investment to the higher risks for the future investment for this thing. So that is a thing from my side. Thank you, Sebi.
Thank you, Tikam. Thank you so much for your participation. So that's all from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Gaurav.
So we shall continue to the last part of my presentation. So we were on to our second point, relationship manager and distributor. So that bank person will call you, that person will not have any interest in your return, whether you make it or not. But the thing is, he will make it. Whether it be his target, whether it be his commission, he will make it. When commission makes sense when the distributor explains you everything. The main thing is, if you don't know what a scheme information document is, what the expense ratio is, then that commission going to the relationship manager or that distributor makes no sense. He just he will make you buy that scheme, and he will never contact you again unless you want to add more. Now, I have talked a lot about the problems. Here is a solution. Solution is know your mutual fund. In which scheme you are investing, in which mutual fund house you are investing. First, read the scheme information document. I have said this term, I think more than 5 or 7 times. So let me show you what does this mean and where you can get it. So let's assume you have some Axis mutual fund and you have bought this. You want to, you are seeing this scheme. So as a customer, what do we know? What does it mean? It's CAGR 7% and with this. So the thing we have to note is this overview. And under this, we can get investment objective. In all schemes, you will get this investment objective. And it clearly says to provide high level of liquidity with low risk through a portfolio of money market debt instrument, which means it is investing in fixed instruments. And it has some more information like average maturity is 35 days, and then portfolio yield is 6.47. It is a debt instrument which invests primarily in fixed. Like for example, SBI is asking for or have issued some bonds for 30 days, and this fund has subscribed to that, and after 30 days, the scheme will get money. So there is no up and down. There is no what you say the red and greens and stock market everything. This is I picked this differently so that you all get to know that mutual funds are not all about markets. If when you click on documents or scheme documents, you will get this SID. You can click on this. You can get the whole document. You'll not have to read this document all your life. You'll just have to read this document once. And the main thing is what is the investment objective? What is your objective? You have to manage the strings, and you can just get through this. This is 130. They make this as complex, but we have to just read specific areas. The one is investment objective, where it invests. There's AAA rated companies. There are many grading systems of how much risk this scheme will take. Getting back to some solutions, only a couple of solutions I will just step up my team. The second thing is buy directly from the website, not Paytm or some relationship manager from a bank. The next thing is keep track of your macro data. In whichever fund you are investing, please keep track of your macro data. What is happening? For example, if you have invested in IT related, and now IT is facing some problems, and you don't know anything about it. So you at least need to know the macro data. It is not easy money in the mutual fund. If you make money, it is hard. So same goes for the returns. The next thing is invest in scheme which is related to your goal, as stated earlier. Take informed decisions, not in an impulse. Do note the expense ratio. If you want to know the expense ratio of a scheme, just Google it, name of your scheme, and then type expense ratio. There are many third-party websites, and also you will get to know on the official website also. And the next thing is you'll have to know there are different categories of mutual funds. Like there are having equity schemes which primarily invest for growth in stocks majorly. So there are large cap schemes which invest in companies which are top first to top 100. Then there are mid cap schemes, which is 101th company to 250th company. Then comes the small cap, which means 250th company to top 500 company. As the name suggests, the companies have their sizes. Large companies, large cap. Mid companies, mid cap. Small companies, small. There are many other terminologies, but they are like multi-cap. This scheme invests in all mid-cap, small-cap, and large-cap companies. But basic is this. Then the second is debt schemes. It invests majorly for principal conversion. Like you are having money for 30 days, 40 days. You can't risk it. But you know inflation
Hi,
is there.
Gaurav, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Timer, can we also check the time, please? We have a lot of guests today. Sorry to intervene. Timer, are we on track? We will definitely come back to the discussion maybe like towards the end, closing segments. What do you think?
Sure.
Yep. Thank you.
So thank you. That's all. That was my presentation. And I would like to wrap up my discussion in one line. Are mutual funds suitable? The answer is yes, if the investor is informed. In other case, if the investor is not informed, people are waiting to make profit out of your investment. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation, and I would like to hand over the virtual stage to our presiding officer. Over to you, sir.
Now is the time for the evaluations. I would like to call upon General Evaluator, Toastmaster Shivani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. Before I begin with the general evaluation, overall evaluation, I would like to call upon the speech evaluator of Speaker DTM Hemant. Evaluator is Toastmaster Satyanarayan to give his evaluation.
Am I audible? So
yes,
here we can see how a seasoned Toastmaster has demonstrated a great balance to go through high expectations again not deteriorating or not compromising that freshness of the icebreaker speech. So many things, there are so many things to tell when you want to introduce yourself to the club and still maintain the structure of the speech. So I literally struggle to count how many aspects and how many facets of the story DTM Hemant Krishnan is trying to pull and successfully pulled, from the family to the parents to expectation of the parents when it comes to language, his dog's birthday, the cake story, the education, career, values, and end with a bang, with a great anecdote and a call to action to keep our expectations low so that we can enjoy. That's really amusing, and that shows the age and the maturity of a seasoned Toastmaster. So Toastmaster, there is always a struggle with great and good, because the good is the enemy of great. That means there are, I feel there are moments where we could consider something and improve on it. If I can squeeze all your speech, DTM Hemant Krishna, visually or graphically, I can see that you are playing within within the amplitude of highs and lows. What I am trying to say, you can go beyond the set limits, the high limits and the low limits, and add some twist and turn that's like a spice to create some more interest in the speech. Though it's a icebreaker speech and you are successfully delivered the expectation of the purpose of the speech and the project. So I congratulate you for that. So to compile, to sum it up, great composer, great way to start, immediately grabbed the attention, able to garland all those life experience in your introduction, from your childhood story to your current career story, and the values, and with a call to action, which is very deep and very meaningful. So overall, I enjoyed to evaluate your speech, and I also do believe the entire Toastmasters meeting participant has enjoyed it too. So over to you, General Evaluator TM Shivani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satyanarayan. Now let me call upon DTM Gayatri to share her evaluation of Toastmaster Vikas' speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. As you all heard, my target speaker, Toastmaster Vikas, gave us a story. While he was talking about it, one thing I was able to keep in mind straight away. We all think that champions are made in probably the gym or the boxing rings. But people who overcome tremendous amount of odds in their life, probably they are the greatest of champions. Because what we prepare in a gym or in a sports arena, or while we are preparing, we do it within a short span of time. But imagine a whole life, changing everything, putting your mind into a completely different track. That story, Toastmaster Vikas, touched our hearts. I'm glad we were able to hear it, especially when we came to know that it was your own Mosi, your own aunt, who went through this sad phase. You talked to us about Mrs. Anita, who rose up to be a district education officer. You spoke to us about how she lost her husband when she was 32 with 2 small children, but how, with her father's support, she was able to add value in her life by going to work, completing her education, and then setting her children up for their lives as well. I love the way you opened this storyline. You did not jump into the story straight away, but you took us on a path. It was like a flashback. That was the best part as you introduced. When you were seeing her walking up to the stage, and then she was crying, and then you said, you took us back into her story. That I think was a good thing to do. Good strategy. The strong points in your story, Toastmaster, because the dialogues that you were able to present, standing on the right side and facing on the left, and then standing to the right, to the left side and facing towards the left side, gave us a dialogue. That was also visually much eye-catching. Your vocabulary probably was the third thing that I really liked a lot. It was not fancy. It was simple, it was clear, and it had that clear message. 3 good, strong points. Good introduction, dialogues, and the third is a good, simple vocabulary. Now, where could you have made this stronger, a little more impactful? Voice. Ladies and gentlemen, storytelling is an art. And in a story, there are 2 things that stand out. The rise and fall of your voice and your facial expressions, especially with the screen. Your face is definitely visible. And then your voice plays the magic. Toastmaster Vikas, you could have raised your voice when her father asked Mrs. Anita as to how she could go back to school or finish college. And then that soft tone of a determined woman. No, Papa, I want to do this. So the voice would have given a greater impact. And then your facial expressions. You do need to have a smile when you're saying something, and that shock, all those could be visible. If we had two of those things, I think it would have been even more powerful, more impactful. Overall, a great message that it's okay to be down, but it's definitely not okay to be out. The message, the way you delivered, the dialogue, the simplicity, everything was good. You just need to work on your voice and your facial expressions. The storytelling would be even more inspiring. I took that message back with me, that it's okay to be down, but never okay to be out. What did you take? Back to your general event.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, DTM Gayatri, for your evaluation. Now coming to the general evaluation part, I would like to begin with the tag team report. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pavitra with her timer report. Toastmaster Pavitra? Is she there?
Hi, am I audible? Am I audible now?
Yes, Pavitra.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll be sharing my screen right now. So under the prepared speech, Toastmaster Vikas has taken 7 minutes, 1 second. And under the table topics, Toastmaster Gaurav has taken 2 minutes. Toastmaster Pravat has taken 1 minute, 58 seconds. Toastmaster Naresh has taken 1 minute, 53 seconds. Guest Ramya has taken 1 minute, 5 seconds. And guest Tikam has taken 54 seconds. Under the evaluators, Toastmaster Satyanarayan has taken 3 minutes, 10 seconds. And evaluator to DTM Gayatri has taken 4 minutes, 2 seconds. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavitra. Now, let me call upon Toastmaster Vinod for giving our counter report.
Hello, Toastmaster. I'm sharing my screen. Yes. So TM Gaurav, these two are in red. So TM Gaurav and TM Ramya. So these are the filler sounds that are used. DTM Hemant, this is the report. TM Satyanarayana, TM Naresh. So I marked in yellow, and all these other speakers, Vikas, Pravat, Ranjan, Sriram, Pavitra, Shibani, Toastmaster Tikam, Gayatri are flawless. So here are some suggestions or tips to avoid filler sounds. Slow down. Slowing down your speech is the best way to avoid filler sounds and consciously listen your filler sounds. And embrace the pause. Pause whenever necessary to avoid filler sounds. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Shibani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for the detailed report. And can we have Toastmaster Meenakshi for the grammarian report, please?
Hello everyone. The grammarian report is: the good usage of words are diversification, penetration, liquidity, nostalgia, impulsive action, bifurcate, abysmally, mitigate, deteriorating, carland. And improper usage of words are tears just rolling on her cheeks. Someone said tears just rolling from her cheeks. It's on her cheeks. List of quotes, dots. It's okay to be down, not okay to be out. And no one used the word of the day. This is the report. Thank you, Toastmaster General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Now coming to the overall evaluation, since it's already late, I'll keep it as crisp as possible. I'll give you only the feedbacks that I wanted to share with you. Beginning with TM Modi, first of all, kudos to you for the efforts in bringing so much information to us. One thing I felt as an audience is that I couldn't connect much to the theme for a longer time. I would suggest you to make it short the next time and bring a crisp presentation, because as TMOD, it is your duty to keep the audience glued throughout the meeting. Other than that, I think the effort that you took in collecting the videos related to the theme were all good, and it is appreciable. And coming to the speakers, DTM Hemant and Vikas, I feel your speeches were flawless. It showed how seasoned you are in this Toastmaster journey. And coming to the speech evaluators again, I do not have much to say, as I don't see any kind of improvement that is needed for you, except that DTM Gayatri took 4 minutes. I have no other points to be shared here as feedback. And coming to the tag team report, Timer did a very good role of presenting it in a sheet so that it is very much understandable by all the others, audiences and guests. One thing that I would like to recommend to the timer is please remember to flash the cards while explaining, since there are many guests who are non-Toastmasters as well. Other than that, I also recommend the timer to make sure that your screen is pinned so that you can keep the timer cards on until the speaker finishes the speech, because sometimes it is difficult for the speaker to keep track of the time they are consuming. And that's all. One thing is I couldn't understand the proceedings of the meeting, so I was lost in the middle. Usually it is not the general evaluator part to introduce the speech evaluator. That's how we have been practicing. So all of a sudden I couldn't understand why I was called upon, and sorry for the whole lot of misunderstanding in between. Other than that, it was a great meeting and a great learning. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shivani, for the evaluation, wonderful evaluation of the role players as well as that of the meeting. We will keep all the points which you have raised in this meeting in our mind and will will implement them in our next meeting. So, dear Toastmasters and guests, today we are having members from our one of our area club, SpeakMagic Toastmaster Club, and we are having Toastmaster Naresh, the president of SpeakMagic Club, with us. So I would like to hand over.
Vikas sir, I'm very sorry to interrupt you. Before you hand over, I've shared a couple of links. One is for the guests to fill out the form so that we can connect you better. And the other one is for all of you to vote for your favorite speakers and role players. Please click and start voting so that we'll get with our results as soon. In the meantime, we can listen to people from the other club as well.
Thank you, Nitya. Thank you for reminding. Voting is very important. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Naresh to the podium to speak and introduce the members of SpeakMagic Club who are part of this meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Naresh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikas. Am I audible?
Yes, Naresh.
Yes, Naresh, you are audible.
Thank you. Toastmaster Vikas, thank you so much for having us here with your club to witness the wonderful proceedings, what you've been doing. There is definitely a lot of takeaway for our club in this proceedings. Nevertheless, we look forward to have a longer relationship with having more of mutual meetings like this. And it is so fortunate today that a lot of guests from our club has joined here. To name them, it's Miss Priya, Mr. AK, Mr. Prabhu, and guests from Sriram, Miss Prabha, and her husband. So welcome you all for the meeting proceedings. There is a long way to go. This is one example as to how a Toastmasters meeting happens. There are many such variations of meetings like this. We look forward to have a happy Toastmastering for you. And nevertheless, not the least, I have our club members, Toastmaster Shibani and Toastmaster Priya, also with me today to witness the proceedings. Along with all of them, our Master Toastmaster Sriram is here, who is the mastermind behind having this Toastmaster joint meeting. So that's it from my end, Toastmaster Vikas. We look forward to have a lot of continuous engagements like this. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naresh, and it's our pleasure to host you and your team. I am associated with the Toastmaster Priya at the area level PR department. So we work together for last 6 months. And it's our privilege to have a joint meeting with the SpeakMagic Club, and to learn from each other is the motto of the Toastmasters. Our next meeting is on 21st. It will start at 7 sharp. And in that meeting, we will have prepared speeches and table topics. And it would be a joint meeting with SpeakMagic Club. And with this, I declare meeting number 210 close. And after the meeting, I request XCOM of SpeakMagic and that of the SpeakMagic to stay, and we will have a 10 minutes chit chat for our future course of action.
We still need some more people to vote. Okay. Actually, only 14 votes have come. We're 20 of us. The rest of you, can you please vote?
Thank you, Nitya. Most important. I just missed the most important part.
No, that's okay, sir. That's why I ended up reminding you. That's totally fine. I'm just requesting everybody to vote right away, please.
Toastmasters guest, please vote.
Yeah, Toastmasters guests. It's open to everyone. Please vote. I've received only 14 responses so far.
If you exceed 80%, then you can close, and you can declare the results. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'll need another 3 responses for that. 2 to 3 responses for that. Yeah, 2 more people.
Toastmasters, please vote. Guests, please vote.
It's crossed the 80% limit, but we have only 3 more people left, so you can as well vote off now. There are only 3 of you who haven't voted yet. Please do right away.
Okay. If it is not making much of the difference, then you can close. But if
yes, sir.
it is very
It may
tight,
make a difference in a couple of positions. That's why I'm still keeping it open.
Here, I would like to point out that since I crossed 4 minutes, automatically I'm out of the running. So one person is 100% confirmed. एक का तो result definite है. So let's just keep the others in mind. Because the evaluation is to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought I was under 3 minutes and 30, but it's okay. And just like while others are voting, I'm just covering up time. I do remember what DTM Hemant said, his icebreaker speech was 7 minutes. Toastmaster Hemant, mine was 9 minutes. So I think you really did a lot better than what I did. And I had a PPT also already. So when time comes, we really don't know when to stop. There's so much to share.
I think
Gayatri ma'am, mine is 10 minutes.
I was not able to see the timing thing when I was doing the speech. I was still wondering. There was no timer. Nothing stopped at 4, nothing stopped at 5 and 6.
Actually, I did provide the time yellow, red cards, but I'm not sure whether it has been displayed.
I think it was a case of issue with the screen pinning. The thing is, at the start of the meeting itself, the whole Zoom link, the whole Zoom, we had to go in and out and change. We will definitely keep it in mind for the future meetings. We'll, conduct it in a much more efficient way. We'll keep that in mind.
So Nitya, are you ready with the results?
Yes, sir. 21 people have actually voted. So yeah, the primary role player goes to TM Shibani. And then the auxiliary role player goes to TM Vinod. The best prepared speaker is DTM Hemant. Best evaluator is DTM Gayatri ma'am. Best table topic speaker is Pravat sir. Congrats to the winners.
Congratulations to winners.
And a big thanks to both TM Gaurav and TM Shibani for having taken time apart and having volunteered and come and help us. TM Gaurav, we learned a lot of things from you, a lot of information. Thank you for enlightening us. And TM Shibani, you gave us a very good evaluation report. Thank you for that.